here at Pizza Hut Stadium.
One thing I want to call out too, Scott, is Little Man is like best friends with Joke, both in Madden and in real life. As you see Henry, the youngest player in the field. Little Man actually the oldest player left in the tournament. He's actually looking to beat Dubby's record. Dubby is currently the oldest person to win a belt at 29 years old. If Little Man ever pulled this tournament off and won the belt, he would become the oldest player to win a belt at 30 years old.
Rage just 21. That is way too young to be dipping pizza in ketchup.
I'll tell you what, Scott, if you're a guy that followed the Madden Challenge before it was in the MUT draft format, you're going to be rooting for Little Man. If you're a guy that kind of started getting involved into competitive Madden during the MCS era, Henry's probably going to be your guy. This truly is an old school versus new school battle, probably as big of a battle like this that we've seen.
And you're seeing contrasting styles as well. Little Man will certainly tell you how it is. Henry will be more laser focused on the game. And Little Man will start with it first. I formation. He's rocking the Cowboys. Henry's rocking the Bears, but those are uniforms only. As RG mentioned, this is MUT draft. I want to say a big hello to those that have certainly stayed up late on the East Coast to enjoy a great day of Madden thus far.
Been a long day, but a lot of good action. The one thing I wanted to make, Scott, that I was making a point is Little Man being good friends with Joke. You got to remember at the Classic, when Henry and Joke played, there was a little bit of animosity there, a little bit of trash talk, and Henry ended up knocking Joke out of that tournament. So you got to think Little Man also looking for a little revenge for his guy, Joke.
Kenny Steals all alone. Can Dunbar catch him? He won't. Touchdown, Little Man. One play!
And there goes the little guy capping at Henry.
On,
Henry doesn't react to it, but you got to be prepared. Little Man's going to talk to you. He is from the old school. This is a guy that used to play in Madden Challenge tournaments where he had the Goons and the Grizzlies standing right behind him, calling you everything but the Son of God. So he's used to talking trash. Some people might not like it, but you got to understand, this is how Little Man came up playing, as you see the wonderful dot on what looked to be a run commit from Henry.
Well, you're expecting run. He showed you a run very early, but the second play of the game, it's a one-play pass play touchdown. Out to Kenny Steals, and Little Man just like that, he's on top. Here in the first 43 seconds of the game.
Yeah, legit. Like Little Man, when he came up, Scott, there was 40 people around you when you were playing, hostile environment. So, that's what he knows. He knows, talking trash, getting animated. That's the way he grew up playing this game, and that's what he's going to do when he plays. But I'm very impressed with Henry. He stays composed. He doesn't let the trash talk bother him. He didn't give Little Man any reaction, and now he's focused on this drive at hand. I'm going to be interested to see how the young buck from Chicago, Illinois responds.
Can he answer? Down a touchdown here early. Bunch to the right, motions Brown. Murray will sling it out there and no one's home.
Henry always getting so cute when he clicks onto his receiver and tries to get him into a better position to turn upfield. Right there cost him a little bit, but he's been one of the best in the world at that little user catch tactic. Not a lot of people do that. I mean, he shows a lot of stick work when he clicks onto his receiver.
Murray finds Steve Largent right near midfield at the 48.
Yeah, I just love the way that Henry clicks on there, Scott. In this day and age in Madden, a lot of people feel there isn't really a skill gap as much as there used to be with clicking onto these receivers and making the play. But the way Henry does it, it's just different than your average Madden player. I know I don't do that. I know a lot of other good players that don't do it. It's something that's unique to the elite level of players such as Henry.
Gain of 4. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6. As Christian McCaffrey will tote. Maybe got a yard. So 3:17 to go here in the first. Scott Cole and RG along with you. Final game of the day. Group C and D coming your way tomorrow. Nothing like a little Madden on a Friday. course, we'll get into that Elite 8 on Saturday. Leading all the way to the final, we'll pass out a belt one more time. Here's a 4th and 7. And an early timeout by Little Man.
And that's mature from Little Man. Henry was going to go to hurry-up offense on that 4th down, try to quick hike Little Man. Little Man ready for it, calls the timeout, makes Henry think about it, and I think Henry's going to get his boot out after thinking about it. Good timeout right there from the veteran Little Man.
We'll punt it away. Angle it toward the sideline. This is a great punt. Goes out of bounds at the 7.
Yeah, that's a good punt, like you said, Scott, from Henry. And we've seen it. When you're playing at this level, it really is all 3 phases of the game. It's offense, defense, but you also need to be able to get it done on special teams. Let's see if Henry can take advantage of pinning Little Man back and deep in his own territory.
Bullet pass finds its way to Kenny Steele, who's having a ball game so far. 2 receptions for 83 yards. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 1.
And you got to think, Scott, if Little Man was to get a huge play right here, to get himself in field goal range, he is going to go bananas. He is definitely going to let Henry hear about it.
Saw my timeline, a lot of the Madden pros that aren't here certainly enjoying the gameplay. You know, it's just different. You got to draft your guys. You don't have the abilities. Chemistry's out there, and
yeah, it's a lot. When you talk to these guys, they feel without the abilities, it makes you think that much harder. You're not going to be able to just outrun the rushers or jukebox your way to a touchdown. It's old school Madden. It's a real chess match, back and forth, and we've seen that happening on a high level all day today. And we're definitely going to see it here in this winner-go-home game from 2 phenomenal players.
Saquon, big hit, and it is picked up by Henry, and Ed Reed, a scoop and a score, and just like that, we're going to be tied.
Did you see the little grin that Henry gave to Little Man as if, okay, you can talk all your trash, but I'm here all day long. One of the best players in the world, and I ain't going to lay down either. And you know, when you're in a win-or-go-home game, it hits just a little bit differently. These guys know this is a big one.
Amos comes up with a big hit, and Barkley coughs it up.
And that's a user hit stick from Henry. I don't know what happened with the lineman there.
I thought he had recovered,
yeah,
but he couldn't get it off the ground. And Ed Reed says, I've done this a few times. Certainly the Hall of Famer can find the end zone. Tannehill. And he'll just throw it away. I did a charity event back in Madden 17 with Tannehill. And Ndamukong Suh couldn't show up. I think he was playing Forte. Forte was with the Jets at the time, and they were playing, and Tannehill, just a super nice guy.
So it's quite a difference in personalities.
Yeah,
to go from Suh to Tannehill.
I know.
Uh-oh.
Outside, and this is a lurk. Deion Jones, all that speed, able to get back there, RG.
Yeah, Deion Jones, one of the best linebackers, and this is what you can't do if you're Little Man. You can't go on tilt just because you know that fumble 6. I know it's frustrating, but you got to take your time, and throwing into coverage against Deion Jones, that's just not the move. And now all the momentum is with Henry repping that 7-7-3. They had him listed as his hometown being Braidwood, Illinois. I said, is that your hometown, Henry? He said, nah, G, put Chicago. So he's repping for the Chi. It's the young 16-year-old.
I'm headed up there in a few weeks. Still Chi-Town, little hoops. 2nd and 14. Murray gets it out to Hall. And he'll push across midfield to the 42. Remember, Sirius Mo was talking about, hey, Little Man, he's not going to give the ball away. He's going to make Henry earn it. Hasn't been the case. He's been mighty careless.
That's what he needed right there. That's what I was going to say. Little man plays off of emotion. This is the guy that leaves it all out there, and as you allow him to make big plays, his confidence just truly grows. So that's big right there for little man to get himself a sack after things haven't been going his way, get him a little momentum back, because he truly does thrive off of that momentum.
Bunch to the left. Steve Largent is solo to the right. Murray, all kind of room for Hall. Hall past Jackson. First down, a little bit more. Forced out of bounds at the 22.
Henry just looking real surgical. He's just getting the ball in the hands of Dante Hall, the human joystick. For those too young to remember Dante Hall, that was legit his nickname, was the human joystick. And he has just been picking up big chunks of yardage with yards after catch. Good job by Henry to get the ball in space to some of your best playmakers.
One of the best return guys of all time in the NFL. Wouldn't put him above Hester, but he's right up there.
Ooh, that's rough if you're Henry. You caught little man stuck on his D tackle. Had the seam wide open because little man wasn't able to lurk. You see him, he knows he got a blessing right there because Henry had a wide open one. Kyler not able to make the throw.
So second and 10 now.
Oh my God.
Going here in the second quarter, and Steve Largent. How about that?
This is freshman.
And Henry knows that he's getting a little blessed right now.
I mean, he'll take the blessing and just so poised, so calm, and I like how he's staying true to himself. A lot of players, when a player caps at you, Scott, and gets kind of crazy, your first instinct's to get crazy back at him when something goes your way. Not Henry. Like we said, this young man stays calm, cool, and collected, focused on the task at hand, and we say it all the time. He's 16 years old, but he sure doesn't act like that, and you got to give some props to Mama Henry for that. She raised a good one.
Well, how about that? Dumps it right in over Webster. Cornerback nowhere to be found. And yeah, bless up, young man. So 14-7 now. Saquon, he's got some space. And Amos will force him out of bounds along with Ed Reed. But not until he gets to plus territory at the 44.
Unbelievable.
Well, that was a big rip right there.
Yeah, that's big for little man. You see, he starts talking. He really feeds off of those big plays. They get him going. He's going to just need to continue that. Stay confident, too, if you're little man. You saw what Clef did. He fought. He was down 10-0, stayed confident, and was able to come back and get the W. If you're little man, you need to have that same mentality.
James White to the outside. How about this EMB crew? A little iron sharpens iron action.
They've been doing it for so long. I mean, little man's first Madden tournament was at the Madden Challenge, and it was all the way back in Madden 06. That's 2005, Scott. I believe Henry was 2 years old at the time when I was seeing little man. It's a young, hungry player showing up. That look in his eyes, and you know he's a guy. Little man, he wasn't good right away, Scott. It took him a few years to really start, advancing and making runs in the tournament, but he always stuck with it. He always worked hard at his craft. He always had a love for his game. And, he's just been going strong ever since. This is a guy that worked really hard to get himself to where he is at today in this Madden circuit.
Second 10 at the 34 now. Trailing by touchdowns, low man. Still to the outside. Tannehill. And just getting off the block is Casey. And that'll happen sometime when you don't stay in that pocket.
Yeah, and Jarrell Casey, that's a Grizzly right there. He might not be the fastest D lineman, but he's got the strength and the power moves to push some of those O linemen around, and that's what he did here, right there. See what the little guy's got.
Here's Tannehill once again. It's Casey, back-to-back sacks.
I just didn't like that play call from little man, Scott. He had the post over the middle and two curl routes in a compressed set. All your routes are just too close to each other. There's just too much traffic in the middle of the field with that route combination. Henry's going to be lurking in that area. I would have liked to see little man, maybe to go to a shotgun in that situation. I'm not a fan of that play call.
Here's Hall again. They'll have a chance to return. Gets hit by Marshall at the 23. And Henry is going to have an opportunity here. 14 unanswered. Can he make it more? Little man scored on the second play of the ball game. But Henry has come rallying back.
And you got to remember, the way he scored, it wasn't like, it was some prolific drive where he was dissecting the defense. He caught Henry run committed and pretty much just had a free touchdown over the top. He hasn't really shown us yet that he's able to put a full drive together like Henry has.
Well, he needs a stop right now. Goes outside to Brown. Second time he's tried that route. This time he completes it.
I've said it a million times, but I'm going to keep saying, I just love the way Henry clicks onto his receivers. When I click on him, just pressing the X button, the A button, the Y button, maybe move the left stick a little bit. He really just takes control of that guy, maneuvers with the left stick, and hits that button at the last second. Look at this pocket.
Fumble, bro!
Out to the 31 now. It's a 4th and 2 decision time.
Look at him. He's telling him, go for it. Look at Henry laughing at him. This is great.
No timeouts for Lil Man, so that clock continues to move. And he really needs to use all of it. And it looks like he's going to send the punt team out there. Could really use a good return here for Lil Man.
Do it. I'm watching. Do it.
If you're Henry, you got to be careful right now. He's kind of engaging little man. He's laughing a little bit. But you got to remember, this is little man's game. Don't let him pull you into this trash talker stuff. If you're Henry, keep playing your game. Keep paying him no mind. Don't let him pull you in right there.
And another good pump, and this time it's going to be a return. Woodson, can he get on his horse? No.
I don't know about that stick work from little man. It looked like if he, as you like to say, stayed to the numbers.
Yeah.
Might add an angle right there, Coltrane.
Thought he could get outside, but there's Deion Jones playing on special teams, making the hit.
You're little man. You only have 52 seconds here, no timeouts. You have to be careful. You want to get points, but you also have to be careful not to turn the ball over yourself and turn this into points for Henry. We've seen that happen so many times in this situation where players get a little too aggressive and they make mistakes on the offensive side of the ball at the end of the half.
25 seconds left here in the second quarter. It's going to be a sack. Once again, Casey, that's his third.
And this is a playoff Tannehill, Scott. I believe he's a 92, 93 overall. He's got speed, but his release is slow.
Hands it off to White. Tries to go Volterax with it. Not happening. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. Back and forth we went. 14-7 in favor of Henry. Let's check it with James.
Thank you, Scott. If you're looking for one of the best DB legends out there, look no further than the Madden Challenge giveaway card, guaranteed by attending Madden Challenge Finals on Saturday. Using our Twitch extension or even following us on Twitter, you can score yourself an extremely rare Nat96 OVR Chet Bailey pulled right from the Madden Ultimate Team Playoff Masters pool. Let's take a look at the Snickers Players Lounge. Crush, who just finished his matchup and is looking to move on. We got Drini back there. We got User back there, probably cracking jokes, no doubt. Before we get it back to the game, though, let's take a listen to Henry and Little Man as they have been wired up throughout their entire matchup.
Come on, baby! Come on! You ain't built for this! Fumble, bro! God! Oh my God! This is pressure.
What a first half it has been. Little Man was born in 19 1989, George W. Bush, president. George H.W. Bush, I should say. And then when Henry was born, it was George Bush's son. That should tell you the difference between these two competitors as we head to the second half.
You saw the piece about how far the Madden Challenge has come, and one thing that signifies how far this challenge has come is when Little Man is now the oldest player in the tournament. Man, we've been around for a while, Scott, because he used to be the young buck there at the tournament with his grandpa, soaking it all in, and now here he is, the grizzled veteran, going up against one of the best young talents I believe we've ever seen on the competitive Madden circuit, and young Henry.
Scott going RG with you for, I don't know, it's got to be like match 531 or something like that over the last couple of years. We did 102 in 6 days one time. And there is a pass to Hall. The infamous kale and quinoa. Yikes.
We've had some good times, man. I wouldn't change none of it, dude.
We got a big 3rd and 2 coming up. And Murray will take it right up the middle, and I think he was surprised that he got through. And he's dropped at the 45. It's almost like he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, and that's a scum little play right there. It's risky for Henry. I believe that's supposed to be a reverse handoff type play. He just keeps it with Murray, and we've seen him try that before, and Murray kind of glitches out when he tries it. So there's definitely some risk when he goes with the scum tactic, but hey, it's in the rules. You got to do whatever you can do to win the game, as long as it's within the rules.
And there's Hall, little playmaker, and I'll pick up 5.
You know what's one of the cool things about Henry when I talk to him is, you know, we've met Mama Henry, and she's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell she's raised a phenomenal son. And Henry told me that Mama Henry limits some of the gaming hours. Like, the internet goes off at midnight.
I love it.
During the tournament, he gets till 3 a.m., and it doesn't come back on until 3 p.m. each day. So Henry's this good, and he doesn't even have full access to the net. Pretty impressive.
Just 16 years old.
But shout out to Mama Henry. Henry also homeschooled. And he's the first young man I've met that's gone through homeschool. And if it works this good and you could be this bright, when I have a youngin', I may be considering the homeschool route too. What a catch.
So you're doing algebra like 9:30 to 10:30. Then you got to do some labbing, some Madden labbing before lunch.
That's when it goes.
I like the curriculum over there, man. I'll tell you what.
Man, I would be in high school getting ready for the Madden Challenge, drawing up plays right in my audibles. Got in trouble a couple times for that. I don't condone that.
Focus on the schoolwork. 2nd and 12 after the loss of 2. That pushed him back to the 38. As we mentioned before, these are base kickers, so just a bit out of his range.
Yeah, and this is a huge drive. I'm undermining how important these few yards are for Henry. As you know, we give you some tips on his some info on his backstory, because right now he's in field goal range, and this is huge. He can just milk this clock a little bit, and you got to figure if you at least get 3, you make this a 2-possession ball game. And when you're an elite Madden player going up against another elite Madden player, when you're up 2 possessions, it just gives you just that much more comfort, makes you feel that much more like you're going to win the game, gives you that confidence. It's a really big deal. So if you're Henry, you just can't take a sack here.
Murray drops straight back, will sling it outside. And for the second time, we've seen Brown not be able to haul in that route.
You know, we've seen that quite a bit on this tournament. Passes you thought would be catch, just getting missed. This is a big field goal.
It's up, and it is good to the back of the net. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a pass up, and that's why it's missing them. They're trying to lead them.
I don't know what's going on there. It looks like an accurate pass. It looking a little janky, if I'm being honest.
Take it at the 14. This James White won't get very far. The little man will start at the 23-yard line. It's the first time he's touched the ball here in the second half.
This is big, man. This could be a defining drive for little man. His Madden career, this guy has been chasing a championship, like I said, since 2005, Madden 06, and he's been playing every year since. And he's made it far time and time again, but never able to actually win the entire thing. This is one of his lifelong goals. He does it in honor of his grandpa.
Tannehill to the outside. It's picked off. It's Ed Reed. He's everywhere.
He had the post coming over the middle, Scott. He went to the corner instead. The post looking wide open. Instead, he messes with Henry's user, and that's not what you want to do. Henry just clicks on, makes the play himself, and now he is in complete control.
I know we got the Snickers Players Lounge, where we might have the little man couch here in a second. 1st and 10 for Henry. He scored 17 unanswered, and Murray will use his legs and slide down at the 38-yard line.
And Henry just played that perfectly, because that play just took just enough time where he's going to be able to take this to the 4th quarter.
You can see the difference there. So put your 4s up. Final 5 minutes in this one with a score of 17-7 in favor of Henry as we head to the 4th quarter, presented by Snickers.
Oh, no, don't pressure me.
This party's garbage.
That bad, huh?
It is that bad. It's like a bag of zeros.
Try this creamy Snickers. You could use a little smoothness.
Is that one of the zeros?
Get smooth with the fresh ground nut butters and creamy Snickers.
There's a look at the Snickers Players Lounge. I'm glad they got Draney, User, and Mo out of there, man. You can't be both. You're either talent or you're players.
Look at
you can't
Nick.
have access to multiple lounges.
Nick's coming still.
Goodness.
Nick's coming still. Get him out of there. Hide the Snickers. Happy birthday to my guy Nick Kozesco, by the way, huh?
We're about to go out and have some Chinese food in downtown and hang out with our guy Nick on his 30th birthday.
He's been a true blessing to the community. Happy birthday, Nick, man. We love you. Give me some happy birthday Nicks in the chat. Happy birthday, MBL, in that Twitch chat. You better spam it. I'm going to go check on it later.
Actually, on the East Coast, it's no longer his birthday.
It's no longer his birthday, but we're on the West Coast.
And it's a sack, and it's huge.
Good little man.
Everything's got to go his way from here on out.
And it can. He's capable to win these type of games, but you need to continue to make plays. You got to step up.
3rd and 18. Murray.
I can't.
That's not the animation you want. Not the SWAT. You need it the other way.
Oh, man. User was talking about the books.
Unbelievable.
Henry finally gives him a book.
Unbelievable.
Just doesn't click on and makes the pick, but he's going to make Henry punt it for the 3rd time today. But if you're little man, you got to get it going on offense, Scott. Besides that run commit touchdown, he hasn't put together a drive.
That's only going to be a net 33-yard punt. So he's going to have good field position out at the 20-yard line with 4:24 to go in the ball game and maybe in his tournament. Stills on the right, Harrison on the left, and he goes to Saquon.
And I'm surprised. We saw Clef have success out of that gun tray wide flex, which little man has in his playbook. He told me he was probably going to go to it, make Henry show him that he could stop it, but he's just been committed to this strong close. And Henry's just defended it so well.
Barkley over on the right side now. And there is Clark. Dallas will haul it in at the 43. Got to go quickly here.
Yeah, look, little man only 2 timeouts, Scott. That's a big deal.
Barkley to the outside. And he'll step out of bounds at the 48. Stops the clock with 3:20 to go.
Yeah, so even if you get points here, if you're little man, you don't have much room for error with only those 2 timeouts. So you got to kind of get this done in a hurry.
$17-7. 2nd and inches. Tannehill, low throw. Enough to move the chains.
That low throw, very nice mechanic. If you want to get one of those low throws, you simply just hold that left trigger when you throw the pass. It's going to put a low arc on that pass.
And it's a sack once again, the 4th of the game for Casey. He's given up 4 sacks. He's thrown 2 interceptions and then a fumble that led to a touchdown.
Yeah, Henry has had the bag for this strong close.
Look at me, zipper.
I mean, it's when you back out of the pocket that way, eventually protection's going to break down. 2nd and 17. And why not make it, well, it's going to be 5 sacks.
Terrell Casey is just eating. He's doing his best Zeke Elliott impression. Feed me. And that's a big mamma jamma. When he wants sploose, he's going to go get it. And
he was trying to go deep because you really needed a score before the 2-minute warning. And here we are, 2 minutes to go.
Just not managing this game well. And here's something to take into account. The winner of this game is going to end up playing Joke, Scott. Joke pretty much plays very similar to Little Man. So everything Henry's doing right now, he's giving Joke a chance to scout it out.
To the sideline, and
that's huge.
Stills with a big grab.
Whoa, that is huge. That play gets Little Man back in the ball game.
You kicked the 3 right here.
I don't know about this, though. He's kicking the 3. I understand, but this might be premature.
Kick is up. It's good. We got a 7-point ball game, 1:51 to go. He's only got 2 timeouts, and he's going onside kick. Well, we haven't seen one of these grabbed in a long time.
It's possible. It's possible. When you kick onside kicks in, situation, he's going regular kick.
He will kick it away.
I was about to say, though, your chance at the onside kick's a little bit better when you do it in a situation where it makes sense, where if you try to do it in the first half or something, you pretty much got no shot. At the end of the game, under 2 minutes, that chance goes up just a little bit. But Little Man looking to play some defense. If he can just hold Henry to a 3-and-out, he'll get the ball back with about a minute left for a guap drive. If Henry gets a first down, it's game over and it's tournament over for the little guy. And they're both kind of little, so I mean Little Man.
1st and 10 for Henry. If he can get to the 35-yard line, the game will be sealed.
Look at this. He might go for the gusto.
He'll go the air. Gets it to Sharp. And there's the 2nd timeout used by Lowell Man.
That was risky from Henry. I think he was expecting the run commit, but if that was an incomplete pass there, that could have really hurt young Henry. He's passing again. And this is what Henry says he has trouble with. It's when he has the lead and closing games out. He's admittedly said this is something he needs to work on. And now he's got himself in a 3rd and 12 where if he doesn't convert this, Little Man's going to get the ball back with a chance to go down and get some glory.
And he can't have an incompletion here, so he'll hand it off to McCaffrey. And that clock will run. Here comes the punt team. Lowell Man's going to have a chance.
You have to kick this out of bounds if you're Henry. You cannot give Little Man a chance to return this punt and make a play.
Lil Man's one of my favorite guys with Lil in their name. Probably Lil Wayne. I got to go Lil Sebastian from Parks and Rec. And then Lil Man.
It's Justin Barone from Toms River, New Jersey. We've called him Little Man since day one. When he showed up to that Madden challenge back in New Jersey in 2005. I even remember what state it was in. Uh-oh.
And Harrison won't have a chance to return. So he's going to have to go 75 yards in 53 seconds, 0 timeouts. So you're saying there's a chance?
There's definitely a chance here. There he is. He's going to this tray-wide flex. We saw Clef have some success with this same formation. You got to watch the crosser, the deep crosses from the slot, Scott. That's the bread and butter from this formation. Yep, you see that B wide receiver, that deep crossing route.
If you know it, Henry certainly knows it. And he goes to Kenny Steals. Clock's on the move. Ball at the 41. 10-second run off and he'll spike.
That's still a beautiful play right there from Little Man. You make Henry run with that deep cross route, clear out the middle of the field. You got the deep dig, and if you're Henry, that's smart. Make him catch the ball in the middle of the field to keep that clock moving. You got to protect the sidelines.
Can he force overtime? Up the seam, it's Sutton. And you got to get on the ball quickly. He'll spike it again now. 15 seconds left, ball at the 40. Two good plays, but a lot of time went off the clock.
And as he got a miracle in him, and that's when you got to think, should he have, maybe gone for the touchdown when he was inside the 20 instead of kick the field goal? Because he'd be in decent shape right here. Be able to throw an out route, get out of bounds, and kick the field goal, but now he has to go for the gusto.
Tannehill throws it toward the end zone, and it's picked off. Ball game. And once again, the youth takes down